At RETRAVISION, we know exactly what you want, like our lowest price guarantee, buy now and pay later, and an extra 5% discount for RAC members. That's on top of all the latest tech from the world's best brands at RETRAVISIon.
A lot more secure in the line, pushing forward.
Bad shot here, boys, and we start a roll here. One bad shot to open the door here, boys. Come on, lads.
Yep, one bad shot is going to bring Faf du Plessis in, mate. Yeah, Faf du Plessis just got 100. It's pretty good form, Bernie.
Welcome everyone. Episode 2 of the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, your favourite cricket show. Proudly brought to you by our wonderful sponsors in RETRAVISION, where you can save more every day as an RAC member. You get extra 5% off as an RAC member off RETRAVISION's already low prices. We're also sponsored by ESA Sport. Make every sporting moment epic. For your apparel, your teamwear, coaching, they distribute that stuff up the top there. EVERLAST sports drinks, your memorabilia, even your promotional gear, your marquees, your pop-up signage, all that sort of stuff, and access to some sporting stars that may be able to come out and run an event for you, anything like that. Johnny Sanders is the man. Phone number's just there. And obviously, EVERLAST sports drinks. Remember, dehydration is real. Summer is coming. It is starting to warm up already. Does make a massive difference to your sports performance. So let's fill those fridges with EVERLAST sports drinks. Well, what's the headline this week? It's a pretty easy one, I reckon. Who turned the lights out? For those that tuned in on Tuesday night, RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. Round 1, first game, got off and running early. And that was Singleton Irwinians versus White Knights Baldivis. And the lights turned off right in a crucial moment. Couldn't have picked a better moment in a game that was pretty tight at the end there, which we'll describe a little bit later on in a little bit more depth. Last over, 10 to win. Looks like it's going to be a game all in, going down to the wire, and boof, lights went out. We'll explain a little bit more about that a little bit later on. What else happened around the Peel Cricket Association, your favourite cricket association? Just for something different, after we had about 1,000 of them last season, we had our first tie of the season. Round 1, PCA. What else do we do? We'll have a tie. Hall's Head and White Knights Baldivis in A grade played off for a tie. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on. So what else happened? We've had lots and lots happening. There's a lot happening both on the ground and off the ground. We had hundreds, we had fifers, we had everything happening in round 1 of the Peel Cricket Association. And we're going to talk about it a little bit later on. Now, for a little bit more from our sponsors, RETRAVISION, remember 5% off for RAC members. Here we go to a break. We'll be back after this.
RAC members get exclusive deals and offers, plus an extra 5% off on top of our lowest price guarantee at RETRAVISION.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, your favourite cricket show in the whole wide world. Where else would you rather be other than listening or watching this? Try to really up my artwork game here, coming in and out, fading in and out with this Zoom background here, but just gone a little bit different with the graphics this year. Still keeping our Peel colours, our maroon, blue and white. Just taking a little bit more off it and a bit more of a cricket background. Hope you like it. Taken last year, that photo at the grand final. You can probably work out that's the bat of Dane Ugle, who absolutely dominated the Peel Cricket Association last year and carried well, his former team now, Warnborough, to their first A-grade grand final victory. And what a game that was. That was last year. This is this season, and we're going to talk all things round 1 of the A-grade Wiley Cup in the PCA. And first game we're going to talk about is Shoalwater, who defeated Pinjarra. Shoalwater 7 for 170. And the main contributor there was Mitchell Smith, the left-hander, 65 not out. Remember him having a great RETRAVISION Premier T20 League season last year. And with the ball for Pinjarra, Jake Foley took 4 for 36 with his leg spin. The UK-born player who now lives here, I believe. And Pinjarra, 167, new recruit Adam France with 54 was their mainstay, but not enough as Shoalwater got the win there. In the next game we're going to chat about is Mandurah. They defeated Secret Harbour. Mandurah chased Secret Harbour's 173. That was at Stand Tight. Watched a bit of this one. And Mandurah 7 for 174. That 174 was made up by Aidan McCartan, who made 42, and new recruit Chris Chalou, who got 32 before he had to retire. The old, well, it wasn't a wedding, but he had to leave early to go to work. He works out in Esperance, I believe, or Kalgoorlie, out that way anyway. So he's a new recruit. He's played a bit of cricket here, bit of cricket there, bit of cricket everywhere. For those of you that are real cricket nuffies or might remember, and we'll have a chat to Chris at some stage. I used to work with him in my time at WA Cricket, or the WACA as it was then, and Chris did some work there as well. But for those of you that are sharp enough or wise enough, or like I said, cricket nuffy enough, like I am, Chris Chalou was part of that infamous Foxtel show, Cricket Superstar. He was one of the superstars that was on the show. So if you do play against him, just remember to remind him of that one. I'm sure he's going to love the fact that I've reminded you of that one if you don't know that already. Secret Harbour had a pretty good start and did well. They've got a couple of recruits as well. So Shaban Ahmed, he got 90, and Muhammad Eshan got 31. And I tell you what, they were some of the most entertaining batting I've seen for a while on a pretty sporting wicket out there. Both players decided that if they just stuck around, they probably weren't going to really do too much damage. So they took the game on, and there were boundaries everywhere, and it was great to see. And with the ball, Chris Chalou got 5 for 40. So he had a pretty good game in his first game for Mandurah Cricket Club, his new club. Next game is the one we spoke about a little bit earlier, the tie. White Knights, Baldivis and Hall's Head tied at Stand White. Again, bit of a sporting wicket there, a bit slow, sort of held in the wicket a little bit. Watched a little bit of that one too. So who are the people that start in that game? And well, when there's 106 all out, there's not much happening with the bat. But in saying that, lower order superstar pushing up the order, and a new committee member on the Peel Cricket Association, Joe Slade, got 39 not out. Now, as a lower order guy who bowls more than he bats, had a stern word with a lot of the batters from what I hear, and sort of asked them what they were on about. Leaving him shy. He was on his way, he said, on his way to a big score, 39 not. And Thomas Lewis got 30 for White Knights Baldivis. With the ball, Chris Phelps, the wily veteran, got 4 for 18 for Hall's Head. In bowling out, White Knights Baldivis, 106 all out. And with the ball for White Knights, Steph Botha and Haskell got 3 each. So we move on to the last game. So we're obviously a 9-team competition this year in A grade. So Singleton are the ones that had the extra rest, had their feet up. Anyway, last game, Sunday. It was on Sunday because of the Waruna show, I believe. Waruna 9 for 209. They defeated Warnborough. I don't know why I didn't write their score down. Just wait 2 seconds. Poor preparation by me. Quickly get it. Warnbro all out 191. So Waroona 9 for 209. That was made up mainly of their 2 new recruits in Chalal. He got 88. And we had, there we are, Courtney Lackey. He got 50. And for Warnbro in reply, Kieran Ugle just continued like it was the grand final again. He just continued 55. And Kane Standing got 57. Damien Stanley took 4 for 46 for Waroona. So winners there, just to recap, were Shoalwater, Mandurah, Waroona, and White Knights, Baldivis, and Halls Head decided to share the points. And that there is A grade next week, or this week even. Singleton get off the mark. Well, hopefully get off the mark. They get off the mark playing-wise anyway. They play Waroona out at Stan Twite. Shoalwater are at home at Stan Twite versus Warnbro. Mandurah and Pinjarra are at Meadow Springs playing for the Wiley Cup. So good luck to both clubs there. And Halls Head host Secret Harbour at Peelwood, whilst White Knights Baldivis put their feet up, maybe go down to their brand spanking new pavilion on their probably big screen TV. Haven't been down there yet. Hope to get there very soon, and watch the rest of their other sides playing at their new complex out there in Baldivis. That was an A grade wrap. All right, we'll move quickly on to B grade. B grade, first game there, Halls Head, 8 for 191. They defeated Shoalwater, 110 all out. Joel Richards got 50 for Shoalwater in that 110. So well done to Joel. And Jared Little got 77 for Halls Head in their total of 191. So well done to those two. So it's good to see some big scores right off the bat. So in A grade, we had, just quickly go back, we had, 150, 250s, 3. There's a 90, so that's a pretty good score. 4, 5, 6, 7 50s in A grade, and we've already got 2 here in B grade. So Halls Head defeated Shoalwater there. Rockingham Hornets, not Hillman Hornets, but the Rockingham Hornets changed names, changed grounds. It's amazing what happens. Still got the Hornets. Look, the logos and all that still look very same. Well, similar, not same, similar. But Hillman's replaced by Rockingham. Anyway, they had a big win, 7 for 276. They defeated Warnbro all out 83. In that 276, the first one into triple figures. Steve Ursag got 108 and Reese Carr got 55 for the Rockingham Hornets. And in reply, Hayden Cowan was the one that got most of Warnbro's runs, got just over half, 46, and the Wiley Dale Tyrrell got 4 for 24 in bowling out Warnbro. So great start at their new home for Rockingham Hornets. Mandurah. Well, it wasn't actually. I think it wasn't at their new home, or was it? Let me just confirm. I wrote it down that way, but it is late at night as I'm recording this. So please, there we go. Get rid of that. Just make sure. Where am I? No, that was at Warnbro. So on the turf. That's a really good go. Next game. Anyway, Mandurah, they defeated White Knights Baldivis. So Mandurah 171. Jeremy Leatherburrow, 84, new captain of B grade. Sort of just taking a little bit of a step back this year and working with the B grade and all that sort of stuff. And he just continued with a classy 84. Brad Miles got 5 for 27 with his leggies for White Knights Baldivis. And in bowling out, White Knights Baldivis for 133. Mandurah's new recruit, John Guella, got 5 for 35. I know John from my time down in the southwest in Bunbury. He sports photographer, works, or has probably freelancing these days. I probably got to confirm this, but done a lot of work for the West Australian group of papers, taking lots of the sports photos. He's won awards for his photography. And he's playing for Mandurah this year. So well done to John, and well done to Mandurah for their win there. And in the final game, the Bulls, the North Baldivis Cricket Club, 1 for 137, defeated Pinjarra all out 134. game dominated by Gurpreet Dhaliwal, who got 88 not out and then took 4 for 32 as well. Took his bat, took his ball and went home. Absolutely dominated. Great game. And that's your B grade wrap. C grade, all the other grades are going to go through very quickly. So the winners were Hall's Head. And in that, Hall's Head. And in their game, Peter Boyce took 5 wickets there to help Hall's Head get the victory. Secret Harbour got a victory there. Jake McClay got 55, helping his team get over the line. White Knights, Baldivis, and North Baldivis were the winners there in C grade. So Hall's Head, Secret Harbour, White Knights, and North Baldivis. D grade, some of the highlights here were White Knights, Baldivis getting their win. Rockingham Hornets got the win. But in defeat, for Singleton and Irwinians, Kristen Troy got 50. And Waroona had a big win with Tom Whitfield getting 102. And for Warnborough in that win, Scott Bradford got 78. Scott had a pretty good season last year, and he's continued that form there. So there's another century on the books in the PCA in round 1. Not sure if it's that good to get a ton first up, because you can only go backwards, can't you? Unless you're just going to keep going and do a bit of a, bit of a Don Bradman sort of thing, and just go on a run of all runs and just keep making 100s and 80s and 50s and all that sort of stuff. And well, I hope so, because that means I've got a lot more to report on, which is fantastic. Let's move to E grade, and the winners there were Hall's Head by 1 run in another tight one. They like their tight games down there at Peelwood. Hall's Head. I did have a chat to the president in Ash Wyborn, who's also a hardworking committee member here on the PCA. And I just asked him, is he going to maybe put a little bit more, cordial in, concentrate in the mix, just to give him a little bit more of a pep, because he's obviously just running out of energy at the wrong time. They did get the win this time, though, to be fair. And Reece Laurie got 56 in that win there. And in defeat, they played Warnborough. Again, I'm just confirming my handwriting is pretty atrocious, to be fair. Oh, no, wrong one. Let's go back. Yeah, I should be looking at E grade. Yeah, it was Warnborough. So in defeat there. So Hall's Head won by 1 run. But bowling wise, Jason Wakefield, who's captaining their E-grade team, doing a lot of work with the juniors as well. He took 5 for 31. And with the bat, I believe, we had Keith Sweetman get 54 for Warnborough. So pretty good game. Some good results there individually, which is fantastic. Secret Harbour had a win. Jacob Kamen, 123. There's another ton. Fantastic to see. So we've got triple figures left, right, and centre. There we are. Yeah. So, Jacob Kamen got 123. And with the ball for Secret Harbour, Bailey Maynard, he got 5 for 20. So a few fifers, a few hundreds. And for North Baldivis in that same game, Darren Woodward got 50. And in the other game that was played, there were some fantastic results in this one. So we had Mandurah 2 for 223. They defeated Pinjarra 5 for 190. And I just wanted to go through the scores quickly here, because for Pinjarra, yes, they didn't have the win, but young Taj Bashford, he got probably one of his biggest score. He got 69, which is fantastic to see in senior cricket. And then they also had, wrong one. The good old My Cricket app. How good was it on the weekend? So WA first round of cricket, really probably across the board. I know Premier Cricket started the week before, but when the thing that you're told to use goes down and doesn't doesn't work at all. I thought it was quite poor from Cricket Australia. I got some feedback the other day. Supposedly what happened was the two main servers that work for WA's side of the rollout of My Cricket, they had a major blow up to the point where they're being completely replaced. Be nice to know though. But anyway, Tom Duxbury, he got 64 there for Pinjarra. So that was really good. But for Mandurah, we had Wayne Draper make 100 on the dot, not out. So that to me is about 400s already for this season to start with. That's amazing. Most people are really scratchy round one. You know, a lot of people traditionally probably haven't done much in regards to preseason or something. Probably says something if that's the case. If you've just gone out there and had one or two hits a week or two out and then just sort of get out there and make 100, probably says training's overrated. Anyway, and in F grade, the winners were Rockingham Hornets. They defeated White Knights Gold. Now, White Knights have got two teams in F grade, but their other team, White Knights Blue, they won versus Warnborough, and Hall's Head had a super convincing win over Singleton, bowling them out for 21 after they made 141. And the main, the damaging duo, the Lambert brothers, David and William, Dave took 5 for 11. William took 4 for 10. Early finish there, I would have thought, for the Hall's Head F grade boys. For White Knights Baldivis Blue, veteran David Brewer got 50, retired. Pretty good player, Dave, playing F grade. Played a little bit of the vets cricket last year with him and thought pretty good play. Well, he made runs nearly every time we got together and played. How'd you go Saturday? Oh, yeah, got another 50, got another 60, got another whatever. And for the Rockingham Hornets, that wily veteran Max Fazio got 43 not out. I had to get that one in. For Max, doing a hell of a lot of work for the veterans as well. He's a selector. He's a bit of everything there for the WA veterans. He'll be going away very soon with a fair few players from the PCA. They're going to various tournaments across Australia in their various age groups. So just a reminder for people that that option is available. There's over 45s and there's over 40s and there's over 50s and over 60s, and cricket's continuing to go strong. So just because you get a little bit older doesn't mean you got to stop. Okay, and that's a quick wrap of our results on the weekend. We are on the Pavilion. You are listening to me, Orazio Santalucia, your host on the Pavilion. And for my sins, I'm also the president of the association. And our wrap-up today, we'll have a little bit of a Prez's wrap-up, and there might be even a bit of a rant. We all like a rant. But there's some messages we've got to get out there to you, the crew who make up this association, the Peel Cricket Association. You're on the Pavilion. We'll be right back after a word from our great sponsors, RETRAVISION.
Members get exclusive deals and offers, plus an extra 5% off on top of our lowest price guarantee at RETRAVISION.
Welcome back to the Pavilion, proudly brought to you by our sponsors there on the back wall. You can see RETRAVISION. You just heard all about their fantastic deal for their RAC members. So if you're an RAC member, and I know there's a lot of you out there, you're in the market for some of the best brands in electrical goods, you know where to go. RETRAVISION, you get 5% off their already low prices. They have exclusive offers for RAC members. So I dare say you sign up to their mail list and you get exclusive deals sent out to you only as RAC members. Remember ESA Sports, they make every sporting moment epic. And EVERLAST Sports Drinks. Cricket clubs want you to beat the heat and stay hydrated. Order your EVERLAST Sports Drinks today. Details are there through ESA Sport. You can see the email address. You can see the phone number. Johnny Sanders, he'll look after you. Okay, talking about RETRAVISION, we're going to talk about The RETRAVISION Premier T20 League, round 1. We got off the ground on an super bitterly cold night. It's a lot for a guy who's getting older. Yeah, did turn a year older during the week on that game. Not because of that game, but it just happened to fall on my birthday. Could have been celebrating, but no. I was out there freezing my you-know-what. It was bitterly cold. I couldn't stop shivering. I was shivering. I shivered all night. It was brutal cold to the point where, for those that were watching, actually with that, there were some people in the crowd. I can't believe that they stayed there the whole time. They had their blankets out. They must have had their hot bovril, or Horlicks or whatever the hell. It was freezing, but they were there cheering on. And it was a pretty good game. White Knights versus Singleton. Singleton won a toss, had a bat, 8 for 125 at the end. Highlighted by Anthony Bird, who got 32. A lot of cut shots, a lot of pull shots. He got 3 4s and a 6. And Josh Senior just come out and really sort of took the game on. He got 24 of 20, including 2 big 6s. And then just to finish it off at the end, after they lost a few wickets there, Chris Loveridge got 16, a little partnership of about 30. And then that just helped them get up to 125. 2 wickets apiece for Steph Both. Amandeep Gill, who bowled brilliantly. He bowled a great spell with Brad Miles. They got 2 wickets apiece and really tightened things up. But the White Knights, they'll be very disappointed. They dropped a lot of catches, at least 5 or 6, I reckon. Keeper didn't have his best game. He dropped a few buys, all that sort of stuff. Lots of extras. And it started right from the start. So Big Steph Botha, who had a brilliant season with the ball last year, 42 wickets, I believe. Yeah, he must have bowled a 10 ball, 11 ball first over, and that sort of set the tone. Or, it was just a little bit loose, rusty. You can tell it's first game, second game of the season. Understandable. But at 8 for 125 on wicket was good. Ground was a little bit soft, so it plugged when it went in the air. Along the ground, it flew, as it does at Peelwood, but as soon as you hit it in the air, it just plugged. 8 for 125. Probably thought it was about par, maybe. Yeah. It's always a good, anything over 120, I think, in T20 cricket is a score. You can defend it. And they pretty much did. Now, this is where the drama come in, and we'll just get there in a minute. So, White Knights just kept losing wickets. They just started, as they start to build up a bit of momentum, they just kept losing wickets, and no one really got more than 20. So Hayden Lynn got 20, middle order, left-hander, just sort of howled together a little bit. And then towards the end, Josh Sinclair come in low down with Steph Botha. Steph batting way too low, I think. Might have to have a word to the big fella. It's a few times I've seen him batting quite low in the batting order, and just wondering what he's doing down there. Because between him and Jai, they put a really good partnership together and got really from nowhere. They come right into the calculations to win this. A few boundaries here and there. Cut a long story short, coming into the last over, White Knights needed 10 to win. They just lost another wicket, so they're 9 down at this stage. Great bowling by Josh Senior. He got 3 for 21. Brad Branford come on towards the back end. He took 2 for 19. Looking like we're going to have a hell of a first match right down to the wire. Last over, 10 to win. In T20 cricket, as we know, that's a boundary here or there. It can be done in 2 hits, can't it? And boof, off the lights went. Now, the way the lights work at Peelwood, I've got this special code that comes from the city of Mandurah, and that's the way they can track who's using the lights. It's an automatic system. You basically text it to a certain number, and then that flicks them on, and then you text another code to another or to the same number, and then that turns them off. And that's the way it normally works, except in the winter, they've got an electric timer or electronic timer on it. And that's set for 9:15, isn't it? That's got a lot to do with just controlling electricity use. The soccer club that's based there, they're there all day, every day and every night. And as you probably know, they're still there in the summer. The game doesn't stop. Anyway, the timer wasn't switched off. So the city of Mandurah did apologise, because we obviously did investigate, got on the front foot quite early in the next morning, and it's all been sorted. That won't happen again. But unfortunately, what that meant was that we had a game that wasn't finished. Since what we wanted to do was, first of all, before we make any decisions, we're being very, very careful as an executive, where we want to make sure that everything's done as fairly and as concise as we can, and make sure that we take a bit of time and make sure that the right decision is made at the end of the day. We wanted to go through the conditions, the playing conditions of the competition, and went back through and found that there was nothing in it for lights going out, which you probably expect. We wouldn't expect that to happen, but you do know that has happened. Anywhere there's artificial light that's working in night cricket, there's always that chance, and it did. So we went to WA Cricket, obviously the governing body of cricket in this state, and we asked their advice. And within their playing conditions, which they take from state cricket and international cricket, basically there is a rule, or in the conditions it states that if there is a premature end to the second innings and you've played more than 5 overs to constitute a game, which we're in the 19th or into the 20th over, the result is determined via Duckworth-Lewis, which is what we sort of thought it was going to be. And with that, at that stage of the game, the winners were determined to be Singleton Irwinians. So well done to Singleton. They end up winning game 1. Bad luck to White Knights Baldivis. We will never know whether Jai Sinclair was going to be the hero and bring his team to victory. Just a bit of bad luck, a bit unfortunate. And I know the White Knights guys are a little bit disappointed, but at the same time, they've taken it on the chin. They get it. They understand. And that's just what it is. We can't control everything. So what an exciting start, eh? RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. I get excited by this competition, not because I get to commentate and I really enjoy doing that, especially when it's a bit warmer, but I think it's just great cricket. It's a great brand. RETRAVISION is a great brand. It's a great brand of cricket. It highlights our competition. We get to see some returning players, or we get to see marquee players. We had Nick Maiolo playing again for Singleton Irwinians. He's a veteran of WA Premier Cricket. He's the captain of Scarborough Cricket Club. This is his 3rd season, I believe, as their marquee player. Very handy player. Didn't have the greatest game himself, but captaining the team and really led a tight ship. And Singleton were pretty sharp in the field. Looked sharp with their new kit. Looks like a Scorchers kit, to be fair. Mind you, White Knights in their new kit as well. Both teams had numbers, made it a lot easier. So that was that. That's round 1. Now, you would have heard during the coverage as well, Terry McNeil, who was scoring every game last year for us in the competition, does a lot of work with Pinjarra, does a lot of work around WA and WA cricket, does some scoring there. He's considered to be one of the better scorers around the state. And he's only gone and got some work during the T20 World Cup, which starts next week. He's going to be the scorer for the media box. So you probably hear when you're listening or even watching, they call out the scorer, whoever it is. What's this? Where are we at? What's the score? What are some stats? All that sort of stuff. Well, Terry's going to be that man. So we all love Terry McNeil. So well done, mate. Really proud of you. Hope you have an absolute ball. And if you got any sneaky tickets, don't be afraid to just flick them out this way. I'm sure there'll be a few guys that wouldn't mind going. I'm sure half of the Pinjarra boys have probably hit you up already. So well done, Terry. Well done. And it's great to see that people from within our region are going on to do great things in this wonderful game. That is a wrap. That's the end of the playing sort of stuff. We'll be back after this break to wrap up the show with the Prez's rant. Welcome back. We're going to ride this baby home here. The last segment, the final segment of the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. Oh, I know what I've done. I had my notes on my keyboard making a funny old noise. So that's what that was. That was just on the keyboard there. Yeah, we're on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. Remember, we're accessible everywhere. Down on that side, you can see Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube's where the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Channel, that's where you get the live and exclusive coverage of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. You'll also see other bits and bobs. You get to see this or watch this if you want to watch it rather than listen to it. You get highlights, and we'll be looking to add a few more little bits and bobs on our YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe, comment on it, keep it clean, keep it nice. It's sort of part of what the rant will be. Any sort of traction on those sort of things really helps. With the podcast itself, if you're listening to this on whatever platform, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, whatever you've picked it up on, Anchor, please rate it, please subscribe to it, please comment, please share it with your friends. The more traction we get, the better it is for all of us. Now let's get back to our social media, and on Facebook in particular. The competition does have a social media code of conduct that basically everybody associated with this association, you can say that, be it players, coaches, supporters, people on the committee, all that sort of stuff. You've got to be wary of what you put on. You've got to be wary of your comments. If you have got any concerns, or you've got queries or questions, talk to your club, talk to your club delegate. If it's anything to do with the competition, anything that we're doing as a committee, anything that I've done, whatever, it's not the social media pages is not the place to put those sort of comments. If it's derogatory in any way, shape, or form, it will be sanctioned, and there are penalties that can include suspension. So I'm going to remind every single person associated with the Peel Cricket Association. I've already informed presidents. I've already personally informed 1 or 2 presidents that it's everybody is on the final warning. So the next time there is something that breaches the PCA social media code of conduct, penalties will apply. We will follow them through, because at the end of the day, we need to protect the name. We need to protect the integrity of the competition. And at the end of the day, it is your competition, not mine. It's not anyone else's. It's everybody's competition. So if you've got any issues with the competition, with decisions that we might make as an association, as an executive, because believe me, they are made in the best interest of the association all the time. If you want any more clarity on that, please feel free to contact either myself, which is president@peelcricket.com, pretty easy, or through our ops manager, so operations@peelcricket.com, or go through your club delegate, which is normally your president. We make decisions that help, and not only looking at right now, but we're looking at the future as well. So if you're not happy, not pleased, that's fine. Okay, you've got every right to feel and have your own opinion, but our social media pages are not the place to share those opinions, because at the end of the day, you can put our name into a bad place, and it doesn't need to be. So please remember that. Please remember you've got a responsibility. This is your association. If you've got some ideas, our ears are open. We're here to listen. That's fine. I'm sure you've heard this one before. I know this is the way I like to think rather than complain, because it's easy to sit back and take pot shots at this, that, or whatever. That's the easy part. Come up with a solution. Come up with 2 solutions. Okay. If you've got better idea and you think we could be doing things better, and you might have, that's great. Come forward. Let us know. Talk to us. Okay. We're an open book. We're here for you. This is your competition. This is as good or as bad with your input. Okay. So it's not about sitting on the fence and not doing anything to do anything different. You think you can make it better? Action it. The place to action it is not online. Okay. Because you've got to remember as well that what is there stays there. And if it is the sort of comments that probably don't need to be there, the repercussions aren't only on what happens from an association level. If it was to be a sanction of some sort, you got to remember it stays there forever. Employers are employing from social media platforms, something like LinkedIn. So if they're going to employ you through a social media platform, they're going to look you up. And if they see a name and then they see, oh, hang on. Oh, what's this person doing? That's your history. That's you. That's your profile. And that might go against you. And it's got nothing to do with cricket. It's away from the cricket field. So just be very wary of what you are putting on there. You can support, you can disagree. There's nothing wrong with that. But just be wary of how you disagree and how you write what you're writing. I hope this is the last time we're going to say it. There hasn't been much, but there's just been a little bit. And I'm just worried that if we don't come down on it now, it'll spread into something that it just doesn't need to. At the end of the day, we're all in this together. We want to make this competition as strong, and we want it to grow. We want it to get better all the time. The game's evolving, the game's moving. We move, we evolve. Ideas change. How people want to enjoy their cricket and play their cricket changes, and that's fine. That's totally fine, and we're totally open to change. You've only got to look at what we've done this year already. So we've already brought in a T20 competition from B to F grade, which will be played in that sort of Christmas period or leading up to the Christmas period, just to help break up the season and provide a different option, provide an opportunity for players to come in and out of a club, maybe attract new players to your club, that sort of thing. We're gonna progress our female competition. There's some new rules that are going to come in that are going to help change the game and progress the game a little bit there. We're going to provide a hardball option for our women to play. There's a whole heap of things that are there and may not come off this year, might be next year and the year forward, but you've only got to look around at the game itself. Got to look in the world game and then how it drops down from there. I think we want to consume our cricket in a different way, and that's fine. So it's our challenge as an executive, but also yours, to help grow and evolve and develop it to be what you want it to be. It's your competition. So if enough of you have some ideas that you want to see implemented and all that sort of stuff, come and have a chat. We're always open. And like I said, you can send me an email, president@peelcricket.com. You can jump on the messenger. You can send us a message via the Facebook or the Instagram messaging service. We'll get hold of that. So you can go down that road there. But please remember, this is your competition. Support it. Help us to help you make it grow, make it better. We've got some really good stuff. Those results told you on the weekend. We get some good coverage through, be it this stuff on the podcast or be it our coverage of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. We've got some fantastic sponsors on board that are happy to support us and happy to support the T20 competition in particular. So it's up to us all to help each other. And I've got no doubt that we can really grow and push this competition forward and be market leaders, really. we're already doing something there with our night cricket, our T20 competition. Not many competitions playing nighttime cricket. I'm not saying we're the only ones, but you know, we're live streaming it. We've got some commentary. We've got some other little things happening. We've got an umpires pathway from juniors through to seniors. We've got, you know, a growing women's competition. We've got some really good stuff happening. Let's keep pumping it up, eh? And that is my Prez's wrap, my rant. I'm not going to do that every week. This isn't what it's for, but I just thought it'd be a great opportunity just to get that out. That is a wrap. That's it. The Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, proudly brought to you by RETRAVISION. RAC members get 5% off. You're already low market prices at RETRAVISION. Top brands, top prices, you know where to go. ESA Sports. Make every sporting moment epic. Apparel, coaching, EVERLAST sports drinks, distributors, memorabilia, your promotional gear, and also access to your sports stars. ESA Sports and EVERLAST sports drinks. Remember to get your EVERLAST sports drinks in those club fridges. This is the Pavilion. You've been listening to me, Orazio Santalucia. We'll be back next week.